Merry meet and welcome. Welcome to the realms of mysticism, the occult, and magic, where your possibilities are only limited by your imagination. Welcome to the Witch's Cauldron and discover the knowledge you seek. Gather round the cauldron and even stay for a spell. Brightest blessings to you. Merry meet and welcome to the Witch's Cauldron. My name's Paula. Today's video is on Solar Eclipse Magick. Now, I'm going to throw this out here. A lot of magical practitioners avoid doing anything with regard to eclipse magic because they find the energies to be too chaotic and out of control. And if you are a new practitioner, you may want to wait until you become more adept to try and harness these energies. Because if you're not accustomed to dealing with working with energy and controlling it, focusing it, and releasing it in a controlled manner, you can have things kind of blow up on you. And I'm going to explain to you how to avoid it. Because my thought is, you know what? You may be a newer magical practitioner, or you call yourself a baby witch, as much as I hate that term. And if you want to know why, I will. I have a video on my channel called 10 Things Every Baby Witch Should Know. And I recommend you to go watch that video. Why I don't like that term. With regard to eclipses, you will never learn how to harness this energy if you don't try. Okay, so I am a proponent of you know what? The universe might give you a little bit of slap if you're not exactly right. But how are you ever going to learn unless you fall on your face a couple of times? I know that I've had stuff blow up on me too many times to count, especially while I was in training and learning how to harness and control energy and release it to bring about and manifest what I want to see happen. So the solar eclipse only occurs on the new moon, when the path of the moon passes across the sun to obscure it when you're on Earth. Okay, and it only occurs on new moons, and they are only visible during the day. So you may find around an eclipse, the energy of an eclipse, we can start feeling it up to a month before and up to 6 months afterward. So keep that in mind. And with that in mind, I usually set my intent for solar or lunar eclipses with a 6-month post horizon. So I want to see something manifest within the next 6 months or so, unless it's like a really significant, complete, total eclipse like we had in the US back in 2017. So during this period of time, during eclipse season, we may feel more ungrounded. We may feel more uncentered. We may be more emotional. We may be more wobbly. We may not be as confident in our magic as we normally are on, the daily. Eclipses and the moon have an effect on our bodies. That's just a fact. And I say this from 31 years in the fire service And, you know, seeing ERs get more busy on full moons and during eclipses. And, you know, my ex was a sheriff. There would be more fights in the jail around the moon, the full moon, and eclipses, and things of that nature. So astrological and celestial beings do have an effect on us and on the planet. So what you may be feeling right now is a little unbalanced. So here are some of the most effective ways that I have found to work with solar eclipse energy and working eclipse magic. You may feel the need to nourish your body more. You may need to eat a little more leading up to and immediately after the eclipse. You may find that you don't want to eat anything, and you need to really make sure that you keep your body nourished. And I say this because rule number 1 is ground, 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 and center some more. And you can do this through any number of ways. You may want to wear something like hematite. I have a love-hate relationship with hematite. I prefer other gemstones, but during eclipse season, I do, bite the bullet. During eclipse season, I do wear hematite. This is called a moonstone hematite, but it's magnetic. You guys can see. Boom. Here we go. There we go. I also tend to, especially with solar eclipses, I make sure I do my work outside, and I do my work where I can touch ground, where I can, walk around barefoot. And granted, it's, October when I'm feeling this, things are starting to cool off a little bit. It may be cold enough where you are, where you can't go barefoot for very long, but try and just put your toes in some grass, put your toes in some dirt. If you have to dig up some dirt, put it in a tray and bring it in your house because it's so stinking cold, and put your feet in it inside. You can do that too. Okay. So there's a little tip for your winter, I need to ground kind of things. It's important for you to pay attention to your body, to stay nourished, to stay well hydrated, stay grounded, and stay centered. Do a little bit of the self-care here before you even start. Cleanse. And I don't mean just cleanse your area. I mean cleanse your house. Doing a salt bath is a good idea. I load up salt, lavender, rosemary, and sage in a big tea infuser. I usually use Epsom salt in the bath, but salt is just as equally good. Otherwise, I use like Himalayan salt, something like that. And I put that in one of those great big tea infusers. Throw that under hot running water, let it steep, and then I let everything just kind of run into the water. And then what I do is when I get ready to get out of the bath, I don't get up out of the water. I pull the plug in the bath and let everything run down the drain while I'm still sitting in the tub. And the reason I do that is while the water's draining out, I'm envisioning all the negativity, all the crud, all the going down the drain, and leaving my body completely renewed and ready for ritual. Now, If you get ready to do a ritual and something feels off, time out. Don't do it. Don't do it. The time when you're likely to feel the chaos is as the sun and moon move apart and the eclipse starts wane, so to speak. It's okay to do your magical workings just after an eclipse or after exactitude has occurred. It still has the power, but it feels more like the regular energy of a new moon, okay? Keep it simple, stupid. And I love that because I learned that back in school in writing, keep it simple, stupid. Tell them what you're going to say it, and then tell them what you just said. And keep it simple, stupid works with magic too. Do things that you bond with, okay? Whether that's being a format of ritual that you like in particular, do what works. This is not the time to try and do anything weird. Don't work with deities you've never worked with before. Don't call in all the spirits and the ancestors and keep it simple. Keep your magic straightforward and to the point. Don't use a bunch of flowery ass language unless that's the way you normally speak. If it feels right to bring in a new spirit or deity, then do one. But don't do, I call this one and that one and something else and, Tom's neighbor next door and 4 houses down. Don't do it. Don't. The solar eclipse that is coming up, I'm recording this in October 22. And the eclipse that is coming up for us is very near Samhain. So the veil is very thin already, and it gets even thinner during an eclipse. So you may be having really weird dreams, being visited by spirit. I've had crap flying around my house and flying off walls and everything else. I have had to double, triple time my protections and wards and re-up everything. I did like some major cleaning. When I did the cleaning, I ended up putting some sage and lavender in a tea infuser, boiling it, adding that to mop water, mopping my wall, mopping my floors, washing down walls, doing all that other happy junk, because the energy was getting really chaotic. The combination of the eclipse and Samhain coming, don't use methods of raising energy that are foreign to you. If you have really good results using chanting, then use chants. Start chanting, singing, dancing, visualization, drumming, whatever is your preferred or most successful way to raise energy is how you want to raise energy during an eclipse magic, okay? Do not undertake any kind of eclipse magic if you are altered in some way. And I mean through alcohol, recreational drugs, that includes marijuana. Just don't do it. Don't. It isn't the best choice right now to use something like that to, get you to that higher place or a higher state of consciousness or whatever, especially if you're new, because the potential to spin out of control increases incrementally. And with the veil this time of year being so thin, it is extremely easy for you to get an attachment right during this period of time. Okay. So really be smart about things. Don't do anything to put you in an altered state of mind, or to affect something that will affect your ability to notice the subtle shifts in energies. Okay. It's too easy to get an attachment. Work your magic for yourself, not for others. This is a time when it's a good idea to be selfish. It is a good idea to be selfish during Eclipse Magick. I do not do healing for others during this period of time. I don't hex, curse, or any of that kind of junk, because there's too much potential for things to go in the crapper really quick. I work on self-improvement, personal strength, manifesting of some kind of one specific area. Like if you need, and I'm going to use this as just a cruddy kind of thing. It's also a good time to set out for some, I'll put it like short to medium term goals. Thinks about letting go of what no longer serves you and replacing it with something that does, that is more for you. Get rid of bad habits, bring a better habit in. You want to quit smoking? Replace it with chewing gum, something like that. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out as a for instance. I have done various types of manifestation magic during solar eclipses. Spirit and deity communication. If you want to commune with spirit, be sure to take adequate precautions. Just going to say that. But really think about what it is you want this new moon, the solar eclipse new moon energy to bring your way. What is it that you really want to manifest? And make it good. Don't do, I need $10 for tomorrow. No, make it good. Make it something that really means something. And think about, like I said, doing a ritual. Let's say, some people call it shadow and light. Some people call yin yang, dark and light, whatever your trad calls it. My trad called it yin yang magic. But put one side of the altar, what you want to release, the other side, what you want to replace it with. This is entirely appropriate for eclipse magic, especially solar eclipse magic, because you're wanting to release something, that energy of the dark moon the night before, right? And then to replace it and manifest something good in its place. So if you are a more experienced practitioner and you have experience working with shadow and light or yin yang magic, this is a great time to do it, especially this one coming up in October 2022. And the most important thing is afterward. You have to ground and center. Eat something, drink something, release extra energy into earth. You know, that box of dirt that I was talking about, if it's too cold to actually do your ritual outside, ground into that box of dirt, and then as soon as you're done, take it outside and take that dirt back where you got it from, and take all that excess energy out and away from you, okay? And really, if you're still really spun up from working the magic during the eclipse, do something productive. Okay, this could be go for a walk, play with your dogs or your kids, take time to If you never get a chance to read a book and you want to read a book, read a book. Something to get that excess energy grounded and out. I recommend doing post-ritual self-care to everyone. And for any ritual, that is part of, when I close my circle, the last thing that I do is stomp on the ground to ground that excess energy. And then I finish, eating and drinking what was not left in offering to the divine from my cakes and ale. Usually I don't do the typical cakes and ale. Number one, I don't drink a lot of alcohol. Number two, I don't like mixing alcohol and ritual in general. So I usually do like juice or purified water, something like that. And then I don't usually get like bread or something like that unless it's specifically like llamas or something like that. And I usually do like fresh fruit, some light crackers. Eat something light, but something that's really healthy and nutritious for you to nourish your body from the inside out. You fed your soul with the magic. Now you need to, feed your body and replace that energy. Okay? So with that, I hope this helps you and helps you craft one of the most successful eclipse ceremonies that you've ever done, and really take advantage of eclipse energy and what it can bring to you and help you as a magical practitioner to bring about and manifest the change you want to see in your life. So with that, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and also I have memberships on the channel, so consider becoming a member of the channel. With that, as I always say, merry we did meet, merry we will part, until we merry meet again. Be well and walk in love and light, everybody. Bye.